you. We're going to play you a whole movement from a Mozart symphony, the first movement of his great G minor symphony, which will illustrate everything we've been talking about so far. I'm sure you all know the beautiful theme that opens this movement. It's a perfect example of that 1, 2, 3 method we learned about before. First, there's a phrase. And then he repeats the same phrase slightly lower. And then third, the takeoff. Now, certainly nobody will quarrel with that as being unmelodic. It has such a beautiful shape and arch, the way it goes up and down. And that's another important feature of good melody, its shape, the curve it makes, as it rises with tension and then sinks down in relaxation. And this Mozart theme is a perfectly shaped melody. I'm sure you'll all agree with that. But in the course of the movement, as the theme is being developed, you'll find all kinds of places that might be called unmelodic, or at least less melodic. But you're ready now to understand that even those places are melodic, as much as the opening theme is, if you just listen to them correctly. For instance, you'll notice that the very first 2 notes of the main theme, those 2 notes form a little motive by themselves, just as in Wagner. Remember that motive, because it's used all through the movement. Now, about halfway along in this movement, one part of the orchestra is playing with this motive this way. While the strings are playing in counterpoint the same 2-note motive, only stretched out in long notes. You see? So that together, it all makes this wonderful sound. And that's all made out of those first 2 little notes that I played for you before. So you see, it's all pure melody, even the development parts. And the same is true of this seemingly unmelodic section. Now, some people would say that passage lacks melody, but the theme is right there, only it's down in the bass instruments here. While on top here, there's exciting counterpoint going on, the way it goes in a Bach fugue. You see, you just have to learn to listen for melody in the depths of music as well as on top. Tunes aren't always on top. And if you do listen that way, how different that same passage will sound to you. Just try and listen again. You see? And what's even harder to hear is melody that's neither on top nor on the bottom, but in the middle, sort of like the middle of a sandwich. Now, here's one place in the movement you should be on the lookout for, where again that little 2-note motive is being developed on top over motionless notes on the bottom, like this. Now, in the middle, there are 2 clarinets having their say about the motive, like this. And they're so sweet and tender that it would be a shame if you missed them. It would be like having 2 pieces of dry bread with nothing in them. So now listen to the whole sandwich, top slice, bottom slice, and clarinet filling. So all that is melody, too, made out of those first 2 little notes of the theme. Well, I think you're ready now to hear this great movement by Mozart and listen to it as melody, all of it from start to finish. Not just the themes themselves, but the development of those themes and the motives as well, with all their counterpoint. It's all melody every moment.